Hi guys, so in this video I'm going to demonstrate how I make my stuffed bell peppers. So we're starting out. I am using ground chicken, so it is cooking now in some olive oil. Okay, and if you've watched any of my cooking videos, you know that I believe in breaking my meat up really well. So I do like to spend a little bit of time, which I'm not going to put that in here, but I do like to spend a little bit of time breaking up the meat so that it's not those big chunks. And then I'm kind of worried when you have big chunks that, you know, it may not be done on the inside. So yeah, I break my meat up really well so that you just have like little crumbles of meat versus chunks. That's just my preference. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish chopping this meat up, and then we'll go to the rice, and I'll get started on the rice, and then we'll come back to the meat. Okay, so my water had already been boiling. I just added a little bit more to it, and I just finished rinsing this rice, and now we're gonna add it to the pot. And that's jasmine rice. So let's get my water seasoned. Okay, we got some Better Than bouillon. This is the no chicken based vegetarian version. So we're gonna put this into our rice water to season it. Okay, and so I add in about a teaspoon of the Better Than bouillon. I'm gonna add some of my complete seasoning. Okay, I'm going to add in some garlic powder. And lastly, I'm going to add in some of this cilantro lime seasoning, just because I think it adds like a little freshness to the rice. Alright, I'll let that finish cooking. Alright, so you want to give it another stir. And then I'm going to turn this eye down to like a medium heat and let that finish cooking. Okay, so now back to my chicken. I'm going to add some of this buttery poultry blend. This, oh my gosh, if you have not gotten onto this yet, I don't know what you're missing. This makes your food taste absolutely delicious. And I'm going to add in some Mediterranean herb. Alright, now we're gonna mix this up. Okay, I'm gonna add some garlic powder. Some smoked paprika. Alright, and then I'll put in just a dash of pink Himalayan sea salt. Well, Himalayan pink salt, sorry. Alright, we're going to stir this up, and then we'll cut the eye off, and we'll add the rice. And we'll get our peppers ready. Okay, now this is the rice and the chicken mixed together. Alright, now these are the bell peppers that we're going to use. We got the two green, a yellow, and a red. And I don't know yet if I'm going to cut it in half or just cut the tops off. Yeah, okay, so I'll show you. Okay, so I'm trying to film this without putting it on a tripod or anything. So, okay, so I've cut the tops off of each one. And just to show you, this is the top. So I just cut off the very top. And now I'm going to take a spoon and just spoon this out. So I'm just going to take the spoon and spoon this middle section out, okay? Okay, so this is, oops. Okay, so this is once I've removed that one somehow, just took that inner piece out, but it's still in the rest of them. So it doesn't matter either way, because what I'm going to do is put some cheese down on the inside first and then put my filling. Alright, so let's get started on that. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to just show you one real quick, how I put it together. This is some old cheese that I need to finish up. I was gonna use vegan cheese, but I decided not to because I know that it doesn't really melt as well. And my family might get a little annoyed. By the difference in the flavor and the texture of the vegan cheese, so I decided to not do it this time, and then next time I can sneak it in. So what I'm doing right now is just putting the cheese in the bottom. It just kind of helps the filling to stay in a little bit better. And like I said, since I need to go ahead and use up this cheese because I'm trying to switch over to non-dairy cheese completely, but I still had, or either block cheese that is like very healthy. I mean, not very healthy. Let me not say that. Block cheese that is, you know, a little bit better for you if you're gonna eat it. Just not eating the processed cheese. So yeah. So now I either buy the block cheese, a good quality block cheese, or I try to or I use the non-dairy cheese. Okay, so next is our filling, and what I'm doing is just taking a spoonful of the filling. I'm not going to be able to show you all of it, but that's a spoonful of my filling, and I'm just going to basically fill up one of the shells. And I'll just show you guys how much I'm putting in it. I like mine really full, so and I do this over the pan that has the mixture, the rice mixture in it. So that's what I'm going to do with the rest of these. But this is kind of what you're going to be looking like once you're done. I'll give you a better look here. Okay, so that's this one once I got it filled. And then of course I put some cheese on top, but I'm thinking that I'm gonna wait and do the cheese and just kind of let it cook first a little bit, and then I'll come back and add the cheese at the very end, just so that we have a nice topping of cheese. All right, let's get the rest of these filled. I put them in the pan and then I'll let you guys see. Okay. All right, so here are our and for some reason, you know, all right, and so I did not try to cut the bottom. I know you can cut the bottom to make it sit up nice and pretty, but I didn't do that. Didn't really feel the need to. But this is how I'm going to cook them. I do have, I know it's a mess, don't mind the mess, I'll clean that now. But this is how much of the filling I have left, and I'm debating. I know my husband came in and was like, ooh, that smells good. It smells really good, and so I don't want to waste it, and I don't really want to store it because I don't know when I'll get back to it. So what I'm kind of thinking is that I'm just gonna pile it up, you know, on here and just make it look a little messy so that you have some extra topping. So I'm gonna show you guys after I do it.
So
some pizza up there.
Oh, that was good.
All right, so we're popping them in the oven for 350 until they're nice and they look done. All right, so I grated up some of my Parmesan cheese, and I hope that's enough. We're gonna stick it on top, put it on top of these peppers. All right, so here are the peppers. We're just gonna pop off these little tops. And everything feels pretty tender now. I poked a butter knife in the side of the peppers, and it did pierce them with a bit of a, you know, just a little bit of pressure to it, which I do want a little bit of bite to these. Not a lot of bite, but at least a little bit. I'm trying to do this and hold the camera. Okay, let me finish putting this on top and I'll show you guys. All right, so I now have the remainder. Well, I now have the cheese on there, and I'm just gonna pop these tops back on there. Oops. You can see some of the cheese that's falling down in there, but it's okay. All right, so got the tops back on. We're gonna stick it back in the oven. The oven's off, but we'll let the remaining heat in the oven finish these up. We'll let the remaining heat in the oven finish melting the cheese, and yeah, they'll be ready to eat. All right, I'll let you guys see them once they're completely done. I'm debating, you know what, I may take the tops off. I think I'm gonna take the tops off. Oh man, I got some cheese in there. Look at there. Maybe I should have waited. Okay, anyway. No, I'm just gonna leave it alone. Since I already got some cheese on it. We'll just see what happens. It's gonna melt either way. Okay. Now it's time for my taste test. I knew it was good. I already knew it was good. Because 2 were gone before I could even get in here to record the final. The only thing I would have did different was I would have not took the top off of the pepper after I put the cheese on it. But otherwise, perfect. The seasonings are perfect. Perfect, 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 perfect.